What's happening, everyone? We all know the shocking allegations about Andrew Tate apparently being a sex trafficker, assaulting women now. Come out that there's a new audio that's out now, apparently, of him, you know, not assaulting, but just, you know, using words of that nature. I believe, you know, I can't really say some of the words on here because I don't want this video to be taken down, but it's bad, man. It's a shock to me because there are some things I agreed with on when it comes to Andrew Tate, some of his point of views about the world and about the system, about the Western society as well, and how, you know, women, I'm not saying that the women have, you know, kind of taken it into their hands to put men down, but, and again, not speaking upon all women here, it's just some of the things I've seen on YouTube, like some of the modern women that I've seen and the way they speak about men and put men down, is shocking, really, because the thing I saw this thing yesterday, and it's like they got influence like Nicki Minaj and all these Cardi B, like, and don't get me wrong, like they've done well for themselves, but they used to be hoes, like they used to be women, they used to be hoes, they used to give themselves up, and it's like you've got influencers like that are allowed to be on social media, but you've got someone that's generally trying to change men's perspectives on the world and the mentality, and trying to help especially younger men with mental kind of mental blocks, because this world, it's not easy, man, and there's a lot of pressure on men in this day and age, and some of the things he came out with I really stick by, and you know, he's helped a lot of men out here, but you know, I hate to say it, if it does turn out that he's guilty of this, it will really be a shock to the system, and everything that I ever thought about him will be gone down the drain, because there's no excuse for this kind of behavior. But anyway, guys, we're going to listen to this audio and some of this news and see what is going on.
Media personality Andrew Tate reportedly texted his rape accuser, quote, "I love raping you," and described strangling her on an audio recording shared with the UK police. The police told her there was an ounce of doubt that prevented them from prosecuting him. Tate was detained by Romanian police in December, and a court in Romania's capital, Bucharest, has upheld his 30-day arrest on charges of organized crime, human trafficking, and rape. That's according to AP News.
We're going to play one of the voice notes he sent the woman regarding his assault on her. Warning, this is a little graphic, so don't listen to this if you don't feel like doing that.
Okay.
Am I a bad person? Because the more you didn't like it, the more I enjoyed it. I loved how much you hated it. Turn me on. Why am I like that? Why? I am one of the most dangerous men on this planet.
This is what...
That doesn't even sound like him. What? That don't sound like him.
I hated it. Turn me on. Why am I like that? Why? I am one of the most dangerous men on this planet.
This is what conservative commentator Candace Owens had to say about Tate.
I do not believe that Andrew Tate is a rapist. I don't. I think that is what people like to accuse men of when they're trying to take them down.
And she does, now to be fair, she goes on, that's a longer clip, and I watched the rest of it, and I didn't completely disagree with what she was saying. She said that she doesn't approve of, you know, what is going on there, his little harem he has. But you know, everyone is innocent until proven guilty, and
that's the thing. Kind of everyone wants to jump on a bandwagon when it's not going right for someone.
And I have urged a little bit of caution here, because I think Andrew Tate is a very gross individual. I think the effort to make him a kind of a hero or a figure for young men to look up to was very bad. I think he's a con artist. Like, I'm saying bad things about him. It is true, however, at least in the U.S., that there has been an effort on the part of law enforcement to use sex trafficking as this like catch-all term. Craigslist was shut down over that accusation. There's a lot of like online policing of bad behavior that is not like literally people being kidnapped. Frankly, I mean, as a libertarian, I support this. Maybe you have a different view or other people have different views. Consensual prostitution, which I think is not a good thing, but I don't think should be criminalized, being portrayed by law enforcement actually as sex trafficking. And usually involves, in the US context, arresting like a lot of like vulnerable young women, rather than like the people who, if you're gonna argue someone mistreated someone in this circumstance, is not helpful to victims at all. Now, I don't know that that's going on here at all. I just know that has been the case in the US context. Obviously what he's describing on that call sounds like sexual assault.
It's definite.
Yeah, it does.
I mean,
it does.
As he's speaking literally and not rhetorically, it's definitionally rape. Like he's saying, I liked that you didn't want me to have sex
it could
with
be
you.
it could be a safe
The
word
more
scenario
that
or something
it
like
could
that.
be. But here's the problem with could be's, would be's, and should be's.
Okay.
The reason it is very reasonable to say that there have been some overreaches in the realm of Me Too, and that it is silly to presumptively believe women, understanding that the reason that they believe women, you know.
And how many times have we seen this? I can't bring up any examples, which is a shame. But I can't remember who it was, but I'm pretty sure there was an NFL player that was accused of rape or sexual assault. I can't remember what it was. I don't know whether he went down for it. I think he may have gone down for it. And then it came out that she was actually lying the whole time. She was lying because she wanted money or some source of, I don't know what it was that she wanted. But we've seen this happen so many times. We've seen this happen to men so many times. And especially for someone like Andrew Tate, the position he's in, I mean, he's on thin ice because some of the statements and things he comes out with, like I said, he pushes you to a boundary and it's like he breaks the line a tad. He doesn't fully go over, but he's on breaking point. He's on thin ice. And it only takes one person to come up with accusation. It only takes one voice note. It only takes one message to take him down. And that's the problem. That's why someone like Andrew Tate, he has to be careful of what he says to women, what he says, because you don't know, man. People are out there to get you, especially with someone like him in his position, the status that he's in at the moment, or currently was at. People are out there to get you, man. You can't trust people. And you have that one little mistake, one little openness with someone, whether it is rhetorical. I don't really think he meant that literally. I really don't. With the videos that he's made and some of the views he has on the world, I really don't believe that he's a rapist. But even if he was saying it rhetorically, saying it in a jokey way or whatever, you can't be saying things like that. And that's his mistake on his behalf. I hope he hasn't done it. I hope he isn't doing what he's doing. I really hope he isn't, because I've agreed with a lot of points he's come out with, and I've said on this camera alone that I agree with him and I stick by him. Like I said, I really think that everyone has their flaws. I feel like someone like, and I've said this in the previous video, I said someone like Muhammad Ali, for me, he was the GOAT, greatest of all time, not when it comes to boxing, but as a human being. Like he was a male figure you could look up to, because there wasn't any wrongdoing. He was religious. He wasn't misogynist. He didn't have misogynist views. But then again, you can argue the fact that Andrew Tate isn't a misogynist, because there's videos and footage of him saying that he loves women. He loves the fact that women are able to, almost create life. It's a beautiful thing. He said this about women, so that doesn't make him a misogynist. But I do, and again, some of the points he says, it might seem harsh, but isn't that this is the problem with the world today. It's we take the truth so harshly, but it's true. That's what it is. That's the difference between the old school mentality and the new school mentality. This is why we're so effed up as a generation, because the truth now, you can't even tell people the truth. It's, oh, why are you being mean? Oh, you can't say that. But it's the truth. Is it not the truth? Like, is it not the truth that men have been almost told to hold back, be emotional? You're allowed to be, okay, you're allowed to have feelings and be upset 100%, but we're being told that we're not allowed to be dominant, we're not allowed to have sexual urges, we're not allowed to, there's so many things, man. Go on YouTube. There's so many things that modern women don't allow us to be. They say it's weird. They say it's not normal for a man to be dominant. It's not normal for a man to be sexually dominant and all these things. It's like, that's bullshit. Go through history, go through time, go through one moment in time when there wasn't a Roman general and they were dominant, they led by force and all these things. Go and read upon your history and then come and tell me that isn't in our nature to do so. Like, don't get me wrong, back then, thousands of years, hundreds of years ago, don't get me wrong, there was a lot more violence, but the message is the same, you know? And that's where I feel like we're so corrupt today, and people generally, you can't even tell them the truth because it offends them. That's where we're at right now, you know? I'm not going to continue this video because I'll probably get copyrighted, but I just wanted to hear the audio. Again, I don't know what's going to happen from here on, man. I really hope he doesn't go down for this. I hope he is not guilty, and I hope he can get back on track, you know, telling the world his messages and spreading the message across to men. Don't get me wrong, it's really bad in schools at the moment with young boys and stuff like that, and that's what I'm saying. He has to be careful now. If he is proven not guilty, he has to be careful of what he says now, because he has to start looking at the younger generation and what they're hearing, what they're taking in, because there are some young boys who are naive. They don't really understand what he's trying to say. They take things literally, and you know, if they're abusing girls, not in that way, but they're with foul language and all that stuff, that's not right. I don't agree with that. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think the outcome will be. Do you think he is a rapist? Do you think he is doing this sex trafficking behind closed doors? You know, or do you think he's not guilty? Do you think what the message he is trying to spread is right? Let me know in the comment section, guys.